Hey, today is Friday, July 10th. If you hear any background noise, it is probably the dishwasher running, and it could also be the dog walking around, so I'm sorry about that. Tomorrow is Saturday, July 11th, and at 1 p.m., myself and two other authors of the Portals anthology will be in Winnipeg at Ravens End Books to do a book signing. What I like about Ravens End Books is it's primarily an independent author bookstore, and mostly they're horror books and I think some sci-fi. When I reached out to them, I was so happy when they said that they would be willing to do a signing with us. Hello everyone. So yeah, my video log on Friday, July 10th was cut off abruptly by my children wanting to go to the local fair and rodeo in Selkirk. So I had to drop the video recording, get them all covered in sunscreen, make sure they had the money they needed, and then I went for the ride to go and drop them all off at the fair and all of that. So I hung out there for a little bit, but it was way too hot. I believe it was around 42 degrees Celsius with humidity. So it was just way too hot for me, so I didn't last very long. So all of the prep that I had intended on doing for the book signing on Saturday just didn't happen until Saturday morning. So a couple months ago, I lined up this event at Ravens End Books in Winnipeg for the authors of the Portals anthology to sit at a table and sign books. Now keep in mind that it is a Saturday afternoon on one of the hottest days of the year. It ended up reaching, I think, around 44 degrees Celsius with the humidity. And the store was beautiful. The individual working there was super nice. We had great conversation. One of the authors didn't show up. But because of all the flooding and stuff that was happening, his basement was flooded, so he was unable to attend. I haven't actually spoken with him yet to find out if that's why he wasn't able to make it, but that's okay, because we didn't have anybody. There was a few customers coming into the store. One person stopped to ask questions about what the book was, but we didn't make any sales, we didn't do any signings, nothing. So we were allowed to stay there for about 4 hours, but my medical condition kind of kicked into overdrive because of the heat. And so we decided to leave about an hour early. But I don't consider it a complete waste of time because the store was willing to take a look at Red Crimes, Portals, and one of Tyra's books, Don't Worry, It's Just the Wind, to consider for consignment in the store. So they said it will take some time to make the decision, but we gave them a free copy of each of these books for consideration. So it was still a decent day. We sat in these little couches or chairs that they had, like sofa couches that they had sitting there, and we socialized, talked books, looked at book formatting. I tell you, there's some crazy book formats out there. I really enjoy book formatting, so now I can like nitpick at all the formatting flaws that I see in books. And it's not just like independent authors doing it, it's trad books that do this book formatting that I just don't like. Maybe it is personal preference really, but there's little things that just bother me now that I know how to format a book myself. I feel like it's like a creative art, and that's what I like to do with my books, is do something creative with it. So it's not just the basic standard, okay, chapter 1, here's a line, there's your story. So I spent most of my evening recovering from the day. I was not feeling 100%. And then today is Sunday, July 12th, and we stayed home this morning because it was going to be going up to a maximum of 50 degrees with the humidity. I think so far it's reached 47, but my husband and I had to go out to the store. We ended up going into the city on short notice, last minute kind of spur of the moment thing. And I went to a couple of stores, went to a bookstore. I've been looking at how different authors format their special editions and how they do their color on their pages, the page edges. I really think that a lot of them look just beautiful, and I would probably buy them just to put them on my shelf. But I want to do this myself, so I wanted to look into what all is included in a special edition. A lot of them have like the acknowledgements and more of a prologue. There might be special like chapters or short stories added to the back of the book. I just kind of wanted to see what the different options were so that when I do my special edition, I have an idea of what the heck I'm doing. So anyways, while we're there, yes, I got a haircut. My hair is naturally curly, so it's doing its own thing right now. But I got it a little bit shorter, some chunky layers put in. I really like chunky layers. I just felt like I needed a change to brighten things up, lighten it up. I'm getting older now, and honestly, as my hair gets longer, it gets drier on the ends, and then it looks like crap. As much as I love having long hair, it just too long, it just doesn't go well for me. So I have a lot of projects coming up. I have some ideas that I'll probably do some videos about as they come up. But yes, I have the beta reading project on the go. I have a big research project going. If you hear anything in the background, it's my family. Oh yes, I also shopped today to look at different microphones. So there's different microphones available. Obviously right now I don't have a proper microphone, but I've picked out the one I want, and I have some special gift cards coming in the mail that I traded in for some points for something. So once I get these points, these gift cards in the mail, then I can finally get this microphone that I've been looking at for a few years. So I'm very excited about that. And today, of course, I've got a few boxes of Red Crimes that were delivered. I don't know why they're doing this with Amazon, but I order like 20 books and they all come in boxes of 4, and sometimes they come on different days. So I don't understand this. If you understand this, help me out and leave a comment below and explain to me why, when I order 20 books, do I get them in sets of 4? In different packaging, different types of packaging. Sometimes they come in bags, like 2 books in one bag, and then there'll be a box of 4, and then the next day I'll get another box or a bag with 2 more books in it. I don't understand. If it's getting done at the same time by the same printing company, don't they just run all 20 books at once? Can't they just send it all in 1 or 2 boxes rather than having multiple small boxes of 4 books? It doesn't make any sense to me. So I finally have my location scheduled for my book launch. I went to this place. It's a hotel in Selkirk called the Canalta Inn. I thought this would be a very classy place to host a book launch. However, there was a cost involved. If you're there for like an 8-hour day, it's like $600 or something. If you want 4 hours or less, it is $300. I told them, look, I'm only looking for like an hour so that I can do a short reading, maybe sell some books, and celebrate the launch. They said $150. I was like, I can't afford that right now because I'm starting out, and this is only my second book launch that I've organized, and it's really the first book launch for just me as an author. So then I ended up making a connection at Boston Pizza. Boston Pizza was awesome. I'm hosting a launch there for free on Sunday, August 30th in the lounge, adults only. And they're providing like a microphone, and it'll come out over the speakers, the intercom, and then everybody can hear me. And if everybody wants to buy a drink or something, they are welcome to. And that is why it is free, because they believe that it's possible that customers are going to buy something, and that's why I don't have to pay anything for this. I do prefer the local library because it is, a great place to advertise for your book, and they do a nice sign. They love supporting local authors. It would have been absolutely wonderful. However, that's not how it went this time because they're in construction. So anyways, I will have probably about 40 copies or more of the Red Crimes book, plus the new book Red Rain, which is the novella that comes after Red Crimes, and I'm going to do a double launch for both books because they are connected, and I never had a book launch for the first book. So I figure if I bring it both together because they are connected, maybe somebody will want to buy both books. So that is my plan. I'm pretty excited about it. Otherwise, yeah, beta reading, research project. I'm working on a kind of like a romantasy story that I wrote last November. It needs modification. It needs to be extended. I wasn't sure where I was going with it. I am a discovery writer / pantser, whatever you want to call it. So I feel like it's good for me when I take a break from a story that I know isn't done yet, and then I can come back to it with fresh eyes and maybe some new ideas will percolate some ideas. Other than that, I have 1 month of a break from events. I received an invite to go to an old age home, a retirement home, with other authors that are local to come and do a reading for the elders and possibly for their family members if they are also welcome. It is a free event. It's about 2 hours long. So we do the readings, we introduce ourselves, we open up the floor to ask questions. We talk about our writing process, how we published, and then we go from there. So I have that, and then 2 days after that, Tyra and I are heading out to Steinbach, Manitoba, back to Roadhouse 52 for an outdoor vendor market. So we're going to have the pop-up canopy tent, a couple of tables, all of our books set up. So I'm pretty excited because I will also have all of these books from the new release. It'll be after the launch. I could sell some stuff. Now, also a while ago, like 2 years ago, I really wanted to get into wood burning. For whatever reason, I love the smell of wood. I love working with wood, and I thought wood burning would be something like craftsy that I could do myself. So I got wood bookmarks and wood coasters. I'm going to either paint them because I also enjoy painting, or wood burning, or maybe a combination of both. I don't know if I'll have them ready for the August 8th market, but I would really like to, just to have something else on the table to support the book sales. Okay, today is Wednesday, July 15th, and I got myself something last night. I had some gift cards saved up. This is something that I have wanted for a very long time, and I just couldn't afford it, and I didn't want to spend money on it. So when I got my new computer, I was testing out all of my microphones, and, one was staticky, one the volume kept cutting in and out, and the other one just didn't work at all. So I decided it is time to splurge and get myself the microphone that I have been looking at for a long time. This is a Yeti Blue. I am so excited to finally have this box in my hands, and I am going to unbox it. I have looked at it. My favorite color is blue, and everything that I get, like, dishes or mugs or, anything, I really like getting in blue. So I am going to find a way to open this very difficult to open box. Like, that is the weirdest box I've ever had to open. I mean, other than boxes that have little packages with the extra plastic on it. Okay, this thing has a little bit of weight to it compared to every other microphone that I have ever owned. Le voila! Wow, this thing is a monster. It's really pretty. It's blue. I mean, it's big. It is quite massive, and there's lots of doohickeys, so I get to test this baby out. So I'm going to hook it up, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so the Yeti is officially my default microphone. I'm using the camera app, and I wasn't able to select which microphone it uses, so I guess I'm going to listen to this and see if it works. So if it does work, and then hopefully this sounds better than what it has in a long time, we'll see what happens. Yay! I don't know if you noticed, but there was a difference that I noticed. There was less background noise. The voice sounds crisper and cleaner, and I'm very happy for this. So hopefully going forward, the podcast episodes, all of my YouTube videos sound a lot better. So yay, my Blue Yeti for the win! So in terms of writing update, I finished the second beta reading project early this morning. I didn't sleep very much. I probably slept like 5-6 hours, which for me is really not good. I usually need anywhere from 7 to 9 hours to function properly. So I've tried to take a nap, but I was not able to fall asleep. But whatever. But I finished the beta reading project number 2, sent it off to the author and a secondary beta reader. And yeah, so I've got the writing itch happening, and I'm really hoping that at some point today I can actually get some writing done. Yesterday I released a video, and the video, I was so excited to release it, and then I discovered that the information in the video was not entirely accurate. So I'm probably going to release another video to explain my mistake, and this is in regards to publishing in KDP Select and Wide with the same story but different versions. I'll explain everything in that video. Today is Friday, July 17th, and I am a bit of a mess. Last night we had another severe storm and it rained a lot to the point that there was water coming up in our basement. We couldn't use the basement bathroom. The shower in the basement was flooding. There was water all over the floor around the washer and dryer, and I had to call the plumber in. So I've been left with this mess of rewashing all this laundry that had been sitting on the floor waiting to be washed. And now I also have to scrub out the shower a second time and scrub the toilet and everything else, and I'm really not looking forward to it. But while I was waiting for this plumber to arrive and save the day, I managed to have some writing time this morning. I worked about an hour and a half off and on on my high fantasy story. I managed to get through about half of what I've written so far in terms of revising, because I haven't really looked at it very much since November. And I'm happy to say that I still really like the story. I'm working on building more of that tension between the two characters that have a romantic relationship eventually, and I think it's going well. Outside of that, I got some more Red Crimes novels in from Amazon today, and it's so strange how they do this. I ordered 20 copies. They don't send a box of 20 copies of this book. They send 5 boxes that each contain 4 books. Why they do this, I don't know. Like, here is this tiny box. 4 books in this box, instead of sending it in 1 package or even 2 packages. So I was on Amazon customer support today on this live chat. I'm sorry if the color keeps changing in the background. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, I was on the KDP chat, live chat, and I was asking questions about KDP Select and whether or not I could take a book that was already published, revise it, change it, add new content, reformat it, get a new cover, new ISBN, and include it in the KDP Select program. And of course, they said, I don't know. I don't see why not. And then I pointed out the terms and conditions where it has that one line that I mentioned in a previous video about how it can't be extremely similar to a different book that was published. And so then after discussing it a little bit further, the representative suggested, yeah, I would avoid doing that just to be safe because it may cause KDP to terminate your account. So yeah, I'm glad I confirmed that because it was still that question in my mind as if this could be a possibility or not. But anyways, while I was on the message chat with her, I asked, why is this when I order 20 books? I get 5 packages of 4 books instead of 1 or 2 boxes with, the 10 or 20 copies in each. And she said, I don't know. The printing companies do what they want. She says, we have no control over how they decide to package the books, but they do try to send a limited amount of boxes and packages to people across Amazon. I said, oh, well, at least I'm getting the books. Anyway, she was a very nice representative, and she gave me some good feedback, so that's all I can ask for, right? So I'm feeling really dragged down. I'm hoping to get back to some writing sometime in the next couple of days, but the weekend is upon us, which means family and the kids, and my husband will be home, and I don't know what everybody's plans are, so I'm going to have to wing it. But I do have a lot of cleaning to do, so I should probably go. I'm really not physically up for it or mentally up for it, but let's face it, when all the water comes up from the ground in your basement, it causes kind of a smell. I even had water almost coming out of the drain hole here in my office. So I had to wash the floor after they were done because my office has this little hole in the floor with this cap on it, and that's where they go down to clean out any, sewage blockage and stuff. So of all places for it to be, it had to be in my office. It doesn't smell as bad now as when it did, but I think some more improvement is required. So maybe I'll light a candle, maybe spray some room spray or something, but I gotta do something because there's no way I'm going to be able to sit here and smell this while I'm writing. Today is Tuesday, July 21st, and I finally took the time to open all of my little 4 packs of Red Crimes books that I ordered from KDP Print on Demand. I think it's so important to check your order once you receive it and not wait. I haven't waited too long, and I should be still within the time frame, but overall, 40 copies of Red Crimes. Out of those 40 copies, 18 had some form of damage. One of them, the cover was completely bent over right inside the box. Another had chipped right into the bind of the book. Other ones had these print lines that would not smudge off. And overall, I am really unhappy with the amount of copies that were damaged. This isn't Amazon's fault, this is the printing company. So of course I don't know, nor will I maybe not ever know, which printing company it came from. All I know is that I have to reach out to customer service now, send pictures of the damage, and ask them for copies to be replaced. I haven't done this before because most of the time the copies come in great condition, no issues, but it seemed like they were rushing. And this goes back to part of me wondering why, if I order one set of 20 books, why they come in packages of 4, 5 boxes of 4 books, and yet they still manage to damage the books. Some of them I think is from the actual printing process itself, but like a bent cover and a cover that is completely folded in the corners. Some of them actually have like the gloss seal lifting on the edges of the cover. I can't sell those. So now I have 18 duds, and I'm hoping that today I can reach out to Amazon customer service and find a way to get them replaced. I'm assuming I have to reach out to KDP directly. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to find some way of reaching out to them. The past few days have been very challenging. Probably 4 days, 5 days. This is probably day 5 now. I've been extremely sluggish. My speech has not been 100% normal most of the day. Today's the first day I woke up that my speech was pretty much normal, but I've had severe migraines and nausea, and I don't know if it's the heat, the barometric pressure changes. It could be just part of being a woman. I don't know, but it's been pretty rough. So I have not been able to respond to emails. I've been getting emails from an author and one of my beta readers, and I just have not been able to respond. So I'm trying to get caught up. I feel a little behind. I also have really been wanting to get back into my own project. So I have to, find a way to balance things and move forward. I still have this lingering headache, and honestly, I feel like I'm just overheated already. I've been busy this morning. So upstairs, we decided to devote one corner of the house in the living room to store all of my books and anything I need for markets and in-person sales, because my office is in the basement, and because I've had so many so far this year, my family's had to go up and down the stairs carrying all the boxes for me. And so my husband's like, well, why don't we just keep this stuff upstairs, because this is getting a little overwhelming having to go up and down the stairs constantly with the same stuff. So we cleaned out that corner, stacked everything in there, and because there's been so much movement, it became complete and utter chaos in that corner. So this morning I rearranged a few things with help from my son, and put a different rack in there that I had for use somewhere else in the house. And now I'm stacking all of these bins that have all my books in it. And of course I realized, now that I'm carrying more inventory, I also need more bins. So my son and I went to the store today, bought some more bins that are all the same type. And then I started putting some of the good Red Crimes books into those bins and stacked them on the shelf. Now these 18 copies, what am I going to do with these 18 copies? Well, the ones that have minor issues that may not be noticeable at first glance, I will probably keep those for gifts and donations. For example, there's a couple of markets that we're going to this fall, Tyra and I, who the organizers require a donation for gift baskets and raffles and so on. So I will probably use a couple of those copies that aren't too terrible to donate for that gift. The ones that, of course, that are completely bent and damaged, I don't know, paperweights, no idea. I don't feel right about throwing them in the trash. Like, what do you do if you have damaged books? What do you use them for? Do you give them away to family members or friends, or do you just keep them on hand at markets in case there's somebody that you haven't seen in a long time that you want to give a book to? I don't know. I really don't know what I'm doing with them yet. I'm assuming the print company will not want them back, right? I'm just setting them aside, keeping them on the kitchen table in a box so that I can keep them separate from all of my good inventory. So we will see what happens. So for the rest of July, on July 28th, I have a Zoom meeting regarding the August 6th session at an old age home where we're doing an author reading. And then I guess that's really all I have going on author related, in terms of events and stuff in the rest of July. So August 6th is the old age home. August 8th, we have a vendor market in Steinbach. Then we have personal stuff going on for the rest of August. So I don't have any more events until September 19th, I believe. I have it all listed behind me on my board. I just, actually have to look. Let's see. Yes, August 6th, we did that. August 8th, September 19th, yes, and then October and November. Anywho, I guess this will wrap up this month's video log, because there really isn't a ton of other things going on. So I hope everything's going well with you. Let me know down below in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more videos from moi. Have a great rest of your day, afternoon, evening, night, or whatever, and keep on writing.